channel. This is April 18th, 2024, and today we are in Sebring, Florida with Bruce and Sharon Soulsby. They are very talented artists. We have been friends since when, Sharon?
1981.
1981. And we met at a dog class where we were training our dogs for obedience. And we've been very good friends ever since. They have moved to Sebring, Florida, and I live in Bradenton, Florida. Can you believe that? And we met in Southern Illinois. So, we want to highlight some of their very beautiful artwork. The first thing you'll see here is their birds. Bruce has carved these, and he is a really good carver. Bruce, how long have you been carving?
25, 30 years.
25 or 30 years. And he still continues to go to classes here, or do you teach the class?
No, I go in groups.
In groups.
And we carve, yeah.
Okay.
Teach each other.
And just recently, Sharon decided that she was going to help Bruce, and she started painting the birds, and they have done a few shows and done quite well. They are just the prettiest birds, and there are no two that are quite the same. These are their red birds, and people like to buy those and put them on their Christmas trees. A red bird has very special meaning to a lot of people. They believe it's a loved one that has passed. So red birds are very, very special. And then these are some of the different colors and designs that Sharon came up with. This is a mirror that Sharon did. She loves to collect seashells at Sanibel Island, and of course she had to find something to do with them. She is a very good artist, and we used to make Santa Clauses, and she sold hers. I didn't. And so we're both artists, and we've just been friends for such a long time, and this is her new way that she can do her art here. And she paints the shells also. She's a very good painter. She paints all those pictures on there. I hope you can see them. And later in this video, you will see some things that they painted for me, which I absolutely love and cherish. I love the base of the tree. Who did that, Sharon?
Oh, that's Bruce.
Did you paint it?
I painted it.
I absolutely love that.
And the tree actually was a weed that was out in the village on the burn pile.
And you collected it up and
Trimmed
varnished
it.
it?
Wire brushed it
Yeah, we put
and varnished it.
varnished
yeah.
it, yeah.
All right. Well, we're really glad to be here with you today, and we're very anxious to get you on YouTube. As I stated, we're here with Bruce and Sharon Soulsby today in Sebring, Florida, and Sharon has collected a lot of shells, so she had to find something to do with them, and she has painted a lot of these wind chimes. All are different, and they're just lovely. She is so talented. We're very happy that we can bring you their beautiful artwork. We are not finished. They have made so many beautiful pieces. This is a relief carving that is absolutely gorgeous. And Bruce did this, and Sharon painted it. They work so well together to create just beautiful pieces. I may have to take that home with me. And then Sharon also crochets. She crocheted this little throw. She also quilts. We're not through. There's so many things that she can do. Now this is a top, and I'm assuming that when winter hits, she will be quilting it, but it's just too hot to take that project on right now. But that is just, again, another beautiful piece that she has made. And let me tell you, she is a very talented with her needle and thread. I have never seen anything like it, and I certainly could not do that myself. Then she also crochets the little placemats there, which I have a couple, and they're really good to put under your coffee. And these are some more of the shells that she has painted. I love those that are in the baskets. And she's also handmade these baskets. She's painted these fish. Was that with watercolor, Sharon, or what was that with?
No, I think that was with permanent markers, I think.
Permanent markers?
Had to do blending on it.
Wow. And I absolutely love this turtle shell. Christmas present maybe? And of course she's given me a couple of those, and I love those too. She has also done these cards. Are they plain inside, Sharon, so you can write your own message?
Some of them are. Let's see.
Okay, so you can just...
And you can detach them if you want to frame them that way.
I love those.
I think this one opens like that.
Oh, nice. And another piece that they collaborated on is this piece right here. Now, what do you call that, Sharon?
It's a cypress knee.
Cypress
Knee, Knee. A cypress knee is part of the root
Oh.
that the cypress tree grows mostly in water or damp areas, and it sends these knees out all around it to hold it because its roots don't go down deep. It has to stand against the wind, and so it sends out all these things that come up under it.
And did you find that around where you live, or?
I think we purchased that knee at one of the wood shows locally. I believe it was at Arcadia.
And Bruce carved that and you painted that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very interesting. And what about the little house next to it?
I'll let Bruce tell you about
Okay,
that.
Bruce,
He
tell me
just-
about this.
He just finished that in his last class that he took.
That was cottonwood bark, and that's what they call a gnome house. This
Okay.
carvers are starting to do those quite a bit.
Okay. And Sharon also made this bear. Was that all hand sewing, Sharon?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How many hours did that take?
Oh, I don't remember. That would have been in the 90s.
You made it in the
probably.
90s? And is it mohair
Yes.
and jointed?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. quite a work of art there. I mean, come on, people. How many couples do you see that are this talented and that can put their talents together and create such beautiful pieces? Now, I'm guessing, did you paint any of these, Sharon, or
I helped.
you helped? And can you explain what kind of birds those are and give me a little information on that, please?
Those are just normal wrens.
Wren.
They're not the little fat Carolina wrens. Maybe sparrows. Maybe, I think they're sparrows.
Oh, that's different. Yeah.
And that is actually on a route that we found for sale at Destin, Florida. And it's sitting on a piece of black walnut that one of Bruce's club members in Plano, Illinois, gave to him.
How tall would you say that piece is?
Couple feet.
2 feet. Wow. Bruce, what's the deer antler now? I haven't, what would you use that for?
It's a pin.
It's a pin?
Yeah, I drilled a hole in it and
Pick it up
It
and show
became-
her how it fits your hand.
You are
fits my
kidding
hand.
me. Oh
it's like
my
a-
goodness.
You got a pin?
Are you, wow. That is very unique. I've never, have you ever seen another of those, Bruce?
No, I just saw the antler and thought it would make something, and it did.
And it's kind of a one-of-a-kind piece then.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now tell me about this duck. What kind
Oh,
of
that's a loon.
a loon?
A loon. I think loons are the state bird of Minnesota.
Oh, really? Tom, you're from Minnesota. Did
Am
you
I
know
right?
that?
I knew that.
All right. And Bruce, you hand carved that one?
Yeah, and painted it.
You painted that one
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Before Sharon got on board, maybe, huh?
I think I
Yeah. Oh, she may have helped a little.
She
at the
may have
very-
helped.
At the very
Okay.
end.
All right. Now, oh, those red birds are just
The lighter,
gorgeous.
the lighter one is a female, and the darker one is a male.
And did Sharon paint any of this?
Like I said, I did most of it, but she probably helped at some point.
Highlighted a little bit,
Yep,
maybe.
yep, that's it.
Okay, well, she's got a real good eye for that. Well, that's an outstanding piece, really. And would it be about, what, 19, 20 inches?
Something like that, yes.
And what is the base?
It's a piece of a log. I don't just found it at a show and use it for just to use for a mount.
Okay.
And the other piece, the upright is a piece of driftwood
Oh, driftwood.
that we found at a show here in Destin.
Okay.
Sorry,
Sebring?
Sebring.
Okay, now these are something else. These pins, and Bruce makes these. How long have you been making these pins, Bruce?
Oh, 20 years.
Oh my, could you please come and possibly give us a little information on these?
Well, I like different woods, and I like ones that show off, and so there's redwood, and this is spalted, and then there's some acrylics down here. This one's acrylic, and all those are acrylics. I decided I'd try acrylics, but I like patterns in the wood, so
Different kinds
different
of wood?
kinds. Oh, all
different. Okay.
This one is curly maple. That, it's a favorite among gun makers as far as muzzle loading gun makers. They highly prize curly maple.
Do you buy the pins already made and then you just put the fountain pen in there, or no?
All those are turned on a lathe, so I just buy wood and cut it, drill it, put it on the lathe and turn it. I do not make the internal workings. That's all. I buy the internal workings, but they all have to be pressed together.
So this, if I'm understanding you correctly, is something that you have created.
No, there's a lot of people doing pins.
But I'm saying it was a piece of wood.
Oh yeah.
And you have turned it on a lathe, you have stained it and polished it, or how do you get it that shiny?
The acrylics, that's the color they are. The woods are natural. I don't stain anything. That is the color of the natural wood. And sometimes you get lucky enough to get a piece. This is a piece of ebony. There's a difference in the block of wood. I didn't turn, or I didn't piece it together. That's just the way it was, and I found it.
But you have to sand that? How do you get them that
Turn it.
slick?
Yeah, you sand them.
Sand it.
You go on up to about 600 grit sandpaper
Okay.
and just keep sanding. And the acrylics have no, all they have is they go up to about 12,000 grit, and then you put a polish on them, so there's no actual finish on them. They're just acrylic.
But the wood ones,
Yep.
you turn it on a lathe, then you sand it, and you do not stain it. You just put like a varnish or something?
A clear wood turner's finish on it. Yeah.
A clear wood turner's finish.
Yeah.
And about how many hours would you have in something like this, Bruce?
Probably 5 or 6 hours. I'm slow.
You could give me 5 or 6 years and I couldn't do one, so I wouldn't call that slow. Okay, well, those are just lovely. Do you ever sell those at a show, or?
Occasionally, not very many. I give more of them away than I actually sell. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And you gave one to Tom, and I know he prizes that. Okay, well, thank you so much, Bruce. I forgot something.
This is a needle case for ladies that sew, and it's a turned piece, turned and fitted. So this, when you get your needles in here, then you put the cap on it, and it friction fits and won't come off.
How do you get it open?
Then you just pull. It comes off,
I see.
but it doesn't come. It won't come off on its own.
That is lovely. And again, the same kind of wood that you made the pins out of, or?
Yep, same wood.
Okay,
But it is a dyed. The block was dyed, and some of it, when they dye it, takes on dark, and some of it doesn't take on hardly any color. So you get the striations in color. But it's one block, and they didn't. It's not cut or pieced together or anything like that. It's just dyed.
Wow.
Somehow. I'm not sure how that's done.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're back here with Bruce Soulsby, and we've taken a look already at some of the crafting that's been done between Bruce and Sharon, and now we've got some additional pieces that Bruce would like to talk about. There's some beautiful and interesting pieces here in this cabinet, so we're going to go ahead and let Bruce kind of explain what he has here, and maybe a little bit what went into it, and what's the meaning of some of the other sculptures and what have you that we have in the cabinet. Bruce?
Okay. I used to make a lot of ball and cages, and over the years they've evolved to things like this, and like this.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another. The ball.
Very nice.
The ball is actually loose.
Yes.
It's all carved out of one piece. Oop. And then I'm gonna put these over here. And this is the same way with this item.
Mm-hmm.
This is my very first ball and cage ever. And
Very nice. How do you get it out?
you don't. It's carved as one piece. This is made out of ash. I'll never use ash again for a carving. Too hard, took forever.
Yes, I've heard that, yeah.
So then you end up with multiple, slide joints, balls and cages. There's a little ball in there if you can see it.
Yeah, yeah.
And this one is a slide. It kind of rotates or whatever.
Wow. Very
Again,
interesting.
one piece. Here's just a piece that turns, and then you can turn it however you want to turn it. I call it a windmill. I don't know
Yeah.
what anybody else calls it, but
Very
that's what I
interesting,
call
yeah.
it.
So how did you come up with the idea of making that? Is that something that other people have done and you just kind of replicated it, or is
no.
that something new?
I mean, just like on this one, there's pieces of it you see. I mean, I've seen this, and I've seen this, and I saw that, and I decided to put them all together.
I see.
So that's, and then, then you end up with this. I didn't want the sides straight, so I made them curved. And I could turn the bow loose, but then it would be on the bottom. So I left the final pegs here and here. And if I want to, I'd cut them out, and then the ball would be free. But they show better, just like on this one. There's another example.
Okay, yeah.
Now I just left the one peg on the very bottom. And then most of them are made out of basswood. That's my
A little
wood of
bit-
choice.
A little softer wood then?
Softer wood, even grained, no turning of the grain. And here's things you pick up at shows. That's going to be a bird mount at some point.
Okay, you put a bird on top of it then?
Yeah, could put him here, or could put him up there.
Okay.
Here's a bird that I started, and we'll have to do feather groups and all kinds of other stuff.
So he's just about ready to take flight.
No, he's far from ready. All the outlines are there, but still got a lot of detail work, and that's what takes time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see in the back. Oh, here's the other cardinal,
Okay, yeah.
and there's a cluster of grapes
Okay, yeah, I see
back
that.
there. That's a relief carving. This is a Christmas tree, or anything you want to hang. So you hang it down in here. It's just to show off something else. And this one, decided I wanted a chain link, and I wanted ball and cages, so I decided to incorporate both of them together. And they'll only go back one way. They won't. Yeah. Sometimes it gets caught.
So a little bit of a puzzle there.
Not much, but it only one way that it'll actually collapse
Yeah.
and be able to sit. I think this is one of the ones I made I made two. I made one for a pastor, friend of mine. So it represents a crown, a cross, and the crown of thorns that Christ had. So it's kind of symbolic, and I gave it to the pastor,
Nice.
one of my pastors. This is a pen case, so you can put a fountain pen in there, and it's made out of canary wood.
Canary wood.
Canary wood.
Don't think I've ever heard of canary wood.
Well, I had neither until I bought the piece. Okay.
Very nice.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you, Bruce, for showing us that, and
I don't know what they want to do.
and he's looking to see if he has any more to display.
Okay, we can do some of it. This is a red-headed woodpecker that I carved, I don't know, probably 10, 12 years ago, and yeah, just lots of detail and blending of paints and everything else. So that was just mine, I think. I don't think Sharon collaborated on that one. I was in a class with a master carver, and we were doing those things.
Yeah.
And
Very nice.
a bird, just a bird that I was living in northern Illinois, and they have a lot of them up there. I'm not sure about in Florida. And then beside it to the left, you'll see some more variations of balls and cages that I just decided I wanted to carve. And then I did an arching, further to the left, I did an arching one with a ball inside it. Just, again, what you see and how you interpret ball and cages. That's what I think.
Very nice.
Okay, pause. Cane I carved just because I wanted to, and I incorporated different kinds of spirals and just made a cane out of it. I think it won first at the Sandwich Fair in its classes, so it was good to have some acknowledgement of what you carve. So
do you use that as a walking stick when you're going out?
Yeah,
doing
go
your
out.
walk?
You normally has a rubber tip on the end, but I took the rubber tip off for some reason. I'm not sure why. Okay.
Well,
Or maybe it came loose and I just didn't put it back on too. It's always a
Okay.
possibility.
yeah, very nice.
Pause. This is another ball and cage adaptation. And this is actually one piece. It's supposed to come in and from the sides as you go up. And then I got to this point and I decided, well, I like it a little taller, so I took another piece of wood and I made a little one to fit on top. I never glued it or finished the top one.
Yeah.
So I just thought it would look neat just to have it all. And again, these are just curved sides instead of the customary straight sides. And like I say, the bottom is all one piece. I didn't glue that one together. It's all just one piece of wood. So just, you think of things as you go along, and some of it
So you got the largest one on the bottom, and it just kind of gradually goes up to the
Goes
top,
up.
which is the smallest piece.
Yeah, when I started out, here is a lathe mark. And the center that was between centers on a lathe, and I did the graduation up to the top on a lathe, and then I started cutting with chisels and knives and finished it up.
Right. Very good.
Okay.
And what's that, Bruce?
This is a pin, and you put a Bic refill in this end, and I put a little ball and cage and a chain link on the top.
Very nice.
Just
I bet they had something like that during the Declaration of Independence.
yeah. And this is what's called a comfort bird.
Comfort bird.
Yeah, you're supposed to carry it in your pocket, if I can get it to stand up there, and rub it.
Okay.
And
Rub the
rub the bird. It's supposed to give you some.
comfort bird.
You know, we've had pet rocks, and we've had everything as you go through the year. And here's a little spoon with a heart on the top that I carved. And this is a snake.
A snake.
Stylized
We're
snake.
coming into snake season now.
This stylized, wasn't meant to look like anything in the snake realm, but it was a snake.
Sure.
This is this is like supposed to be an X and an O, like love and kisses or whatever, whatever it
I was
stands
going to
for.
say a tic-tac-toe or something.
I'm not sure. You can call it whatever you like.
Uh-huh.
I did see the pattern in a magazine and decided to make it. So
Very cool.
yeah,
Very cool. All right.
that's it.
Well, thank you, Bruce, for showing us the cabinet. It's great work, and I know you're very proud of it, and I'm glad to be a part of being able to take a look at it with you.
Yeah, this is just something I do for myself. I've sold some things, but very few. I make it because I like to make it, and
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fun.
yeah, it's fun.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, have a good day.
Aha.
Okay, shh, quiet on set. We are still here with Bruce and Sharon in Sebring, Florida. And not only is she a painter and sculptor, but she's also a very talented quilter. These are a few of the things that she's made. And this is not sewn with a machine. She literally hand stitches these quilts, and they are just exquisite. So I'm going to let Sharon tell you a little bit.
Okay. The tops are sewn on a sewing machine. All the quilting is done by hand. So it's 2 different steps. The chicken quilt is a king size. It's an original design, and it took about 12 years to get done. The throw, the blocks came from a very nice lady in Plano, Illinois. She was a neighbor who was having early stages Alzheimer's. So she was selling her stuff, and I wanted to put this together just to remember her. Queen size quilt, it has flying geese, pinwheels. It was done from a charm pack that I got on sale, and because I love green, I decided to put it together with the green. The next quilt was a pattern. It's called Merry-Go-Round, and it's done with all reproduction vintage fabric. I had to add to it because the size for it was going to be a twin, and this is going to be a queen king. But again, that's just the top. And the last one over there is another top that I did using raw edge applique. I thought at some point I might have a granddaughter, but I didn't. So I just kind of put it away, and maybe I'll have a great granddaughter, and I can do it for her.
Well, thank you, Bruce and Sharon. We have really enjoyed all of your pieces today. Thank you for getting them all out and displaying them for us so we could do this video. You two are very, very talented people, and I'm just so honored that I have a few of your pieces. So I will put those on this video as well. And just thank you again. Of course, we're good friends, we're old friends. Sharon and I have done a lot of sculpting and artwork together through the years, and I really appreciate her talent. So thank you.
Bye from Sebring.
I would like to share a few of the things that Bruce and Sharon have made for me here in Florida. Sharon knows I like crows, and she did this quilted piece, which I absolutely love. She did the hand stitching on it. It's probably hard to see in this video, but her stitching is just perfection. I'll try to show what I can. Bruce and Sharon also made this crow for me, and I think Sharon made the feet and Bruce carved the crow, and I love him also. Another thing they made was this driftwood piece with the birds, and Sharon painted the birds and Bruce carved the birds. And again, it just fits in perfectly, and I love it. She knows I like the French country design. And then she also gave me these shells that she painted. I admired the turtle when I was at her house yesterday. And she gave him to me when I left. She is just so talented, and so is Bruce. And I'm just very lucky to have had them for friends and to have some of their artwork here with me. Thank you for watching our program. I hope you enjoyed it.